Okay, Jesus Christ. So, this just came out. Apparently, this person is like Sykkuno's ex-girlfriend. Who is Sykkuno? Sykkuno is a VTuber, I think. Is Sykkuno VTuber? I think Sykkuno. No, he's not. Wait, is Sykkuno VTuber? I don't know who Sykkuno. Sykkuno is probably a VTuber. No, who is Sykkuno? Should I look that up? No, I'm not going to. I'm gonna look up who Sykkuno is. Who is Sykkuno? You guys remember when Corp's husband used to play Among Us with like Jacksepticeye and Moist... Nope, Sykkuno. Jacksepticeye and Moist Critical and people like that. Holy sh**. Yeah, so is he not a VTuber? He is certainly not a VTuber. So this just came out. Apparently, Sykkuno did some horrendous shit. So I want to cover this before we even talk about anything else. I know Asmongold got banned on Twitch. I know Overwatch new character got released. And I want to talk about the Overwatch blog post. But right now, I want to go over this whole Sykkuno situation. So as far as I can understand, this person, Hemo Man TV, is apparently someone who dated Sykkuno, and it does feel like whenever some horrible shit come out, it's always about dating for some reason. So they released this massive document called Exposing Sykkuno. Okay, a bit on the nose there. But they released this massive ass document. And I'm gonna make myself a bit smaller so you can see what's going on. Why is there so many VTuber captures? What is this? Hi. I love how we all blinked at the same time. Hang on, let's get that out of here. So this is the massive freaking Word document. I'm probably not going to go through all of this. I'm probably just going to skim it with you. But we are going to go over the... I think Mujan made a video, and I want to go over that video. But right now, I first want to go over some of this so I can get some of the context clues of what's going on. So, on Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. Okay, wait, so this year, when did the tweet come out? The tweet came out in 2026, and it is currently 2026. So if they were in a relationship, Valentine's Day is February, it is March. Well, that did not last long. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. It's not March Sky. Yes, it is! Is it not January, February, March, April? Ah, shit, it's April. Frick, look, March is just April in disguise, we all know this. He is a serial cheater. Now, my lexicon is not that updated. What does a serial cheater mean? I want to check out the Mujan video because he apparently covered it very, very well.
My girlfriend of...
Where's the volume button? Can we turn this up?
Really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit. My girlfriend of 4 years has recently become obsessed with a male streamer and I feel really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend. Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that time...
does this even have to do with Sykkuno? This is just random Reddit shit. Look, I don't mind Reddit. Posture check. Thank you. I don't mind Reddit. I use Reddit sometimes. I do have a Reddit account. Don't look for me. I will delete it and make a new one. But a lot of the times, the stuff on Reddit is so detached from reality, to put things very nicely. Reddit is kind of like Twitter light. Does that make sense? Or at least to me. I was talking about you. You appear again in YouTube algorithm for people who aren't sub to you.
I wasn't the only one who might have felt this way. That's because the male streamer in question here was none other than Sykkuno, a name and face that had become a core memory of the COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when
Among Us! Didn't Sykkuno and there was a VTuber who also got like exposed for something. I don't know. I'm not really in tune with the VTuber. It was Vox! It was Vox and Vox and who is the family dog VTuber? I do not know his name. It is... Can we pull up Shoto's channel? Maybe I don't have his name right. Yeah. So there was like, it was the whole like he didn't get exposed, but apparently what is this video? But apparently it was about Vox, and I don't know what Vox did because I didn't like go through that video. It did appear in my feed, but I'm not like the biggest like Vox Akuma fan. Like he's great, but I don't like go out of my way to watch his content. So yeah,
everyone was locked
I always confuse Shoto and Sykkuno. I don't know why. They just give me like the same twink vibe, you know what I mean?
In their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000, even having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000 concurrent viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with his friends who happened to—
I missed this time. I wasn't the most in tune with this whole Among Us era because I was like a Markiplier fan, and Markiplier lives on his own little island, so I would have loved to see Markiplier and Corpse Husband in the same lobby. I feel like everyone would lose their minds. That just feels amazing. Would feel amazing.
To be very big content creators as well. Not only would he get tens of thousands of concurrent viewers on Twitch, but he would get millions upon millions of views on his YouTube channel as well. And while his rise to fame is definitely incredibly impressive, what was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers, confirmed to having been higher than any of his other content creator friends. His handsome—
I have the same— hang on, finish that sentence.
Look, his anime sounding voice, and his witty jokes made women go rabid. In fact, there was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what—
So it's literally just me. I have the same problem. I think 70% of my viewer base is still female, and I think 40% is male. And I don't get that because I don't know. I feel like my content isn't really orientated to like female audiences, but apparently it is. So yippee! I'm not being disrespectful. I like Sykkuno. What do you mean disrespectful? I'm not saying having a predominantly female audience is bad. I think it's pretty impressive, to be honest. I'm just saying that I don't understand how my content appeals to female audiences because I'm an idiot, is what I'm saying. 70% of my audience is female and 40% is male. Oh, wait, sorry. 70 and 30. What was the actual numbers? Let me go to my YouTube. I can't because you're going to see my okay, let's not do that.
Made him really desirable is just how socially awkward he was. He was innocent in an endearing way. He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him. In a nutshell, he was this picture, almost allergic to other women.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the times people play that persona more than anything instead of just being real. And I wish more people just like, be real.
Couldn't handle anything romantic.
And I'm not saying like being shy or being like a train wreck is a bad thing. I'm not saying that because it's me. It's me who's talking. I am one. I'm literally a boy failure. That doesn't sound as good.
He would get too flustered. This made many of his fans want to be the one to finally fix him. But make no mistake here. This was all a perfectly crafted image.
The only difference between Sykkuno and me is Sykkuno is quote-unquote a boy failure, but he's actually a rich, successful streamer. I am, by definition, a boy failure. I fit the description more.
That he had made for himself. He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming.
Why don't we just all be ace? Why? I feel like that would solve so many problems. Just don't be shit.
World. all while making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it just might be romantic. They just might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021. But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything in a recorded voice call with the victim herself. And on top of that, that same victim, who goes by the name of Hemamal VT, would choose to write a Google Doc.
I don't know how Mujan made this video so fast, because, alright, when did the document come out? Hang on. There's no way he's that quick with it. So this came out 10th of April, and the video came out the How? In 24 hours he has a whole Wait, this came out the 10th of April, this came out the 10th of April. Alright, there is some kind of there is no way you can make a 1-hour video in like a couple of this. No, I don't believe it. There's some kind of conspiracy going on, yeah.
That shows the entire timeline, her and Sykkuno's DMs together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running lies in content creation history. I want to thank the two victims in question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado...
Okay, so they contacted... Oh, I see. What is this guy's name? Mudan. It's not Mudan, that's the hippo. God damn it, Shikidoki. Fuck.
Let's get right into this mess.
So what's today's topic?
Alright, so first off, who the hell...
Apparently, YouTuber Sykkuno, big bad, I don't know. Welcome to the stream.
was Sykkuno. Well, before starting his streaming career, he actually used to be a software engineer working in the Bay Area of California. His monotonous office life would change forever, though, when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far back as 2012.
Isn't Lily Pichu, Toby Fox's girl? No, wait, that's, I don't know who Lily Pichu is. I know I've seen her somewhere. I think she's a voice actor.
However, when they met, she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today. It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, seeing that they're both...
Can you believe I started my content creator career, say that 5 times fast, by making League of Legends Smash or Pass tier lists? The ace guy was making Smash or Pass. We should go back, like, we should do a video of just like going back to my old videos and see. My brain stopped working for a second there. Hey, welcome to the club. My brain hasn't turned back on.
Same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely. He was simply too embarrassed to interact with her further. This interaction left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she'd play with her friends, and one of those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to...
Bro, I wouldn't even... The thought of buying flowers wouldn't even cross my mind. I am... Oh god. Temi. Yeah, Temi-chan. Temi-chan is also like a content creator. And yeah, she does also make the unadulterated sprites. She is an artist. But she also makes her own stuff. She's kind of a pseudo VTuber. Look up on YouTube, Temi-chan.
Express interest in him, especially seeing that his voice sounded like an anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like.
Bruh.
What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to Summoners Con 2015.
I don't like how we have so much in common, because now I feel like I did something wrong for having like a weird voice kind of, you know.
And he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of the community were simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal live on Lily Pichu's stream around the year of 2019.
Yeah. You're such a... Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
Alright, I'm ending stream.
And as you can see, the chat was definitely not disappointed. In fact,
Sykkuno!
Lily Pichu had such an impact on Sykkuno that she would be, well, the main reason why he would start streaming. And you can
I'm gonna be honest, he kind of had like a massive glow up. Like, have you guys seen the videos? Not of Sykkuno, but of like Markiplier in his younger days? Let me show you. Bro! But it gets even like really crazy when you have the long hair. There's no. The honest time of Markiplier was like peak Markiplier times.
hear him say that himself.
In recent memory, at least. I still watch a lot of his videos with Bob and Wade.
So what convinced you to start streaming?
Lily, actually.
And speaking of streaming, he would start doing so shortly after revealing his face on Lily Pichu's stream. He'd start in the beginning of 2019, with barely under 100 viewers, but as the months would go by, he would start to get very rapid growth. He would really start putting in serious hours by August 2019, and within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at 8,000.
Sky, why was Markiplier the name you got the closest to right this year? Well, I don't know, maybe because he's my role model. I don't know. I say this a lot, but like that's like my comfort YouTuber. If there was a name that I ever got right, that would be it.
15,000. But how? Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with Lily Pichu. And seeing that Lily Pichu has a lot of big content creators that she calls friends, she would introduce them to Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed his company. All of these factors combined would be the perfect catalyst for when the quarantine season of COVID-19 would arrive. He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet, and within just 4 months, he would go from 8,000 average viewers all the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100,000 viewers in one stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month. In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the...
What is Rust about? I see Rust quite a bit, but I've never seen gameplay of Rust. I have no idea what it's about.
Biggest on the entire platform. It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. He was killing it on every single platform he was on. And so by 2022, when YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals, they targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand friendly, has a very loyal audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year exclusive contract. And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand...
Doesn't Twitch also offer their creators contracts? Or I think they used to do that, and now they don't anymore. So there's literally no reason to like stream to a specific platform. But the reason why I don't stream to YouTube is because the algorithm on YouTube sucks ass. I don't know what would happen, what live streaming to YouTube will do to my channel, so I don't know. I should probably try it out eventually, and I will.
Though, is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms. Back when YouTube was aggressively recruiting talents that were on Twitch and their confidence and hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother offering a counteroffer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal, and guess what? They made an exception to Sykkuno. They gave him a counteroffer higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more. His contract alone is estimated to be around $5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interests in other communities, such as VTubers. In 2023, for an April...
Bro, he's literally me! No! I feel like I've done something wrong.
April Fool's joke, he would debut his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point he was invited to a call with the Senator Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrae and Pokimane. And
what?
Instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber. This was so ridiculous and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean, God, everyone wanted a piece of that guy. You would see him everywhere, collabing with everyone. And this was partly due to his very loyal...
You want to know something crazy? The guy on the left is called Anthony Padilla, I think. And that guy is older than Markiplier, I do believe. Isn't that so crazy to think about? Mark just has like the dad energy, you know what I mean?
An almost rabid fan base. But it was, of course, all by design. You see, back in 2023, Pokemon would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer, her included. She would compare his level of fame and the way his fans acted towards him to K-pop idols. He simply wasn't seen like the run-of-the-mill Twitch streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was seen as a boy failure. No, not the...
His fans were so ravenous? Then why have I like never heard of him? Other than like the Among Us collabs. Hello, YouTube, please. Oh my god. Sykkuno. Has he made like recent videos? He streams. 90,000, 46,000. So he definitely had a bit of a falling off. So he was kind of like the flavor of the week, kind of like content creator. That is actually very interesting, because I do see this happen quite a lot. Like a creator explodes and they are unable to like keep up with the buzz. I've seen this quite a bit.
I'm talking about the ideal boy failure. The guy who's handsome, smells nice, doesn't live in a dump, but is instead just a hopeless romantic. Someone who turns all red when you want to initiate physical contact. The most innocent, naive soul imaginable. The appeal of a boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure, it's the fact that he's perfect but just needs one person to fix him. And that's how a significant chunk of his fan base felt. If you've watched my channel before, then it's not too different from a girl...
Ah! VTuber jump scare! Who's that? How VTuber's biggest grifter got bullied off the internet. The story of Alphine Psyop. It feels like I live under a rock, because I have no idea who this is. Oh, like I gotta expand my YouTuber knowledge beyond fucking Markiplier. I have a problem.
Failure that has a male audience that wants to fix her. It's the same parasocial mess. This can be very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos of Sykkuno, like this one for example, sitting at over 3 million views. Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay. And maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome and amazingly desirable he was though, because he's another fan-made video.
That's kind of insane, that like, that kind of, that niche of creators is so sought after. I had no idea.
Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women, but he's too naive. Because guess what? This video sitting at over 4 million views is titled Sykkuno being smooth with girls for 14 minutes. Yeah, I think you get the point by now, right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience.
Would you guys say I lean more towards Sykkuno or more towards Corpse Husband? Because, I don't know, they give me that he's wearing a Corpse Husband shirt. No! God freaking, how does this keep happening? Who even is this guy? I've never heard of him. If you've never heard of him, Tara, that really surprises me. Because I imagine you are more knowledgeable when it comes to like the broader content creator space. Maybe not, I don't know.
It would also allow him to be one of the only
I know I personally live under a rock. I look Markiplier up on YouTube and I never look back, so I really gotta stop that.
Male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without him or them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male content creators could never do. Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit of Fuslie at some point during a podcast when they were talking about body odor. This is how much he was trusted around women. And even though his audience was very obsessed over him, they saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind because they were going to be the ones to
Who
fix
is? I need a 24/7 YouTube degenerate to like help me figure out what the frick is going on.
Anyway, so it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if some gay relationships ended because of the same reason too. He was just that much of a sensation, and that crafted image he built around himself was just so believable and convincing. And so he'd keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract with YouTube would finally end during May 2024, he would make his grand comeback to Twitch, peaking at over 26,000 viewers. However, his viewer count would slowly begin to drift. And by April 2026, he'd be sitting at 1,665 average viewers, a far cry from the peak of the pandemic back at 50,000. He'd also stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average
I'm the opposite. I've been doing this whole content creator thing by myself for so long. Well, it hasn't been that long. I've been doing it for like a year and a half. But I don't know. It's always so much more fun, like the whole social aspect of content creators, because when you are a content creator, you are very isolated from the rest of the world. Meeting another content creator in your day-to-day life is basically an impossibility, so you kind of have to go out of your way to like meet other content creators. And I would love to like take part in the more social aspect of the content creator space, because as much as I love doing solo stuff, you know, I do want to do more social stuff too. It's a lot more interesting.
Is still very easy to make a living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive fan base. As far as content creator careers go, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multimillionaire. What people weren't aware of though, is that for many years since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop idol, to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers, manipulating them into thinking that they were special, all in the hopes of hooking up with them and while being in a monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno. And now we finally have proof. Hemamal VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has...
I want everyone to keep in mind that there's always two sides of a story. So please don't just... A lot of people do this. So you hear one side of the... They hear like a tweet or like a post or something, and they run like the wind. Please keep in mind there's always two sides of a story. So we have this side and the other side. So don't jump to conclusions. Be patient. Don't be a dick.
Been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter
I really like that post for the profile picture.
Some of them being revealing.
It looks like something like Mochi would draw.
Those revealing cosplays would catch Sykkuno's attention, and he'd follow her on Valentine's Day of 2026. Within barely a few days, he would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having a girlfriend. When Mal would find out about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Elfie Leah's side of the story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal though, she would actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno.
Is it just me? Or does like almost every VTuber do a lot of like fan servers? I don't know, it feels like a lot of VTubers does a lot of fan service, and the thought of like doing that never crossed my mind. Should I be doing fan servicey things? Like, I know a lot of people really want me to do ASMR, but like, no. Maybe we can work something else out, but I don't know. ASMR, me, I don't know. I used to be a voice actor, but ASMR is a very different beast, and you need very specific equipment to do that. Could be fun,
again,
though.
completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both share their stories and the DMs with Sykkuno in the Google document. This document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno.
Is that 33? Hang on. It is 32. All right.
Leading up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with her. Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter.
You know what, Tara? I think I do actually do fan servicey stuff, but it's never intentional. You know what I mean? The way I say things or do things can come off as flirtatious. I promise you it's not. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've spoken about this before, but I have this problem where a lot of people think that I'm flirting with them. I'm not. Please stop.
By Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater, liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years.
Why do content creators do this? It's not that hard. Just don't be a shitter. I don't get it. It's not that hard to be a good person. I'm sorry. Is that a hot take? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. This guy's just a boy failure. He doesn't fan service. That is correct.
Always made sure to.
But hey. I get to call me a boy failure. You don't get to call me a boy failure. Where's the play button?
Tracks and never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed. These are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should not be treated lightly. I urge all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose this calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings, everything. Alright, so already this is one hell of an intro to the document, right?
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I had already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions.
Has he made like a response to all of this? Because I want to hear like what his thoughts on this whole situation too. We gotta give everyone a chance to talk, speak their part. Did I spell it right? God freaking damn it. Alright. Okay, so apparently he hasn't. Not yet, at least.
Throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled, Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM and he replied right
Tara,
away.
have we learned nothing? Have we learned nothing? You can't be linking. Tara, look at my screen, Tara. We are having a discussion about not this, and you're linking. I feel like you're not taking this seriously.
So here we can see on the 15th of February, Mal would send, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's date, perhaps?" To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, "What? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day's almost over where I'm from already." To which she would reply with, "I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know?" In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the
Hey, have I been in any, sorry to pause the video again, but have I been in any controversies? Because again, me and Sykkuno shares quite a bit in common and I feel kind of bad, and that got me thinking, what like controversies have I been in? There was a one of like the whole AI video, and like I made a video saying AI bad and people didn't like that. I think that was the only one. No controversies to my knowledge. Yeah. Well, no, there is one more. People keep calling me a femboy. In my eyes, I would consider that a controversy. I'd consider that an act of war. That's what that is.
Left image, we can see them discussing
God, I had way too much coffee. Holy shit.
sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. And on the right image, we can see him say, "What games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest." In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing with his
Make friends? Ha! You're really funny.
Outlast trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would
It's
agree, give him her
2026. No one makes
Discord,
friends
and then wonder,
anymore.
"Hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired." She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, he would say, "Hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? I have a convention to go to." And they would agree, "Okay, let's play after the convention." This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation. Only moved to Discord in a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The
Bro,
last DM
I could never do this. Like, I don't get how people can like communicate so quickly and so effectively. Me personally, I can't do messages because my social battery is always on 15%. So it takes me quite a long time to reply to messages because I don't have the social capability to, you know, say anything. I'm afraid I might say the wrong things.
DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, "Things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions. TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single." So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right, you typically tell them fairly quickly
Okay,
that you're
before we
already-
continue, to separate myself from this whole situation, I just want to say I am single. And I plan to remain that way.
in a committed relationship. You don't just let things slide. Mal had no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed a date. He'd ask, "Did they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums." She'd say, "There's artists in Amsterdam. Could make it a date, you know, to make up
Amsterdam.
for Valentine's." He'd only reply with, "A what? Lol?" Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never
This is going way too fast. They literally met like a day ago and they're going on a date.
say, "Oh no, actually, wait, like I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship." Not once. The next section will be titled "Following my private Instagram." He would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family while using his official Sykkuno account. So here we can see an image of Sykkuno following her with her personal account name being hidden since it's
I literally freaking deleted my Instagram because my IRL friends followed my Instagram, and then I was like, "Oh, that's not good." So I deleted it. So yeah, I don't have an Instagram. I do have a YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I think I have a TikTok, but I haven't uploaded to it. You had an Instagram? Yeah, I actually had an Instagram. And a lot of my old friends and family would like come to my Instagram because, you know, my content creator name and my actual name is the same thing. So yeah, it was really bad.
personal. The next section will be titled "Making Plans."
My
to meet me
personal life shall remain personal. I don't have any intentions of like mixing the two.
person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th. He followed her on the 14th. The document would say, "In this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first date. I also learned that there is a 15-year age gap between us." Right, so look, I personally
That
spoke to
is
the victim about this.
insane.
I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag or a turnoff? She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception. Because as you saw in the intro of this doc,
How old is Sykkuno? In his 20s, I presume. So I assume 29, so 14. Oh god.
Document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him. To say that she was starstruck was an understatement, and that's exactly what he was counting on. Now, while keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled, Making Plans to Move In Together. These messages would be on the 17th of February. 2 days.
What? This is happening way too fast. They literally started talking 2 days ago, and now they're making plans. This is like, come on. Is no one a responsible adult anymore? What's going on?
After they started talking. It would say, with Sykkuno, our relationship moved so incredibly fast, it almost felt like
even if the biggest person I've ever looked up started messaging me, and they said hey, let's move in. No, that's like a bright neon red flag. That's an absolute no.
Dream. It was like he could make anything I wanted happen, and as someone as prolific and successful as him, I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation happened 2 days after the first conversation.
Yeah, it's way too fast.
So this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his
Sky wouldn't move in with Markiplier. Genuinely, no, because I'm someone who values privacy quite a bit, and I don't. When it comes to housemates, I'm very, very, very selective. I'm sure that we could. Why are we talking about this? No, yes, Terry, you're 100% correct. Hello, Abraham.
His current dog doesn't trigger his allergies. So they start discussing the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, no? To which Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say, or were you just going to name it Cat? He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which she'd say, I'm okay with that. Though
I've always wanted to get a... Do any of you know what a serval is? Hang on. Serval cat. These things are so majestic. I don't know if they have it in my country. Look! Oh my god! These will be really cool. I admit, it's a very exotic house pet. Hang on. Where are they from? Servals. Blah, blah, blah. Is a slender, medium-sized African wildcat. I gotta go to Africa! Ah! God freaking damn it. We can't have nice things. I saw servals and I saw cocals. I would not want a cocktail because these things scare me. They just hiss and they look like Satan. So yeah, I don't go out much. I spend a lot of time at home. So I would have a lot of time to spend with an exotic pet.
I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least that I can go back to studying end of this year. And in general, everything is so expensive. And then he'd say, oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe we can get a cat together another time then. Besides, don't you already have a cat? Which she'd say, yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see. So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which she'd say, no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other,
I relate to that on a spiritual level. My entire life I've grown up with pets. The thought of living without a pet is so freaking sad. I don't know. If I move somewhere far away, I need to have a dog or a cat. I cannot. My mental set cannot handle not having a pet. You should get a pet snake. No, I will not get a pet snake. I have a friend who has a pet snake, and they don't... Look, I'm not saying it's bad, but they don't look like the kind of pets you would, have a connection with. Because it's a snake!
Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking into the possibility of her maybe moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing a home with his girlfriend. The next section will be titled, Lying About Being Single and Dating History. In this screenshot, Sykkuno said he has only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that
No! It's literally me. I despise the amount of similarities I have. Because I too have only been in a single relationship. Anything before high school doesn't count. I mean, anything before college doesn't count. So yeah, same. I don't like this.
It was a lie, and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years, and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis. So here we can see DMs of them discussing this topic. Mal would say, I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like it's your first relationship. Referencing what they might potentially have going on. To which he'd reply with, I don't know, lol. I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so yeah, I think I'm just not very good, so it's probably—
Who's the artist who drew Mal's profile picture? I want to commission them. I really like the artwork.
Probably just a me issue. To which he'd say, did you never do anything for your ex, at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did, so yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want, so it's important to be are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand. Mal, of course, would want to inquire as to what he was saying.
Wait! These bitches gay! Good. Good for them.
I mean, you think you did, like what? But he never—
Where the fuck is Kat? Kat promised to help with the disc. I haven't seen Kat since freaking, was it Thursday? Where is the angry lesbian?
specify, and he'd always keep it vague, keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had no idea what was going on with women. This would lead us right into the next section titled Sexting. We texted every single day, and these interactions would be charged with flirting and suggestive topics. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Additionally,
this doesn't make the most sense. Cat is summoning demons. You know, that does sound very cat-like. Sounds like something she would do.
He'd always act flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion of his on-stream innocent persona. We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we'd meet up IRL.
Unemployment.
Topics that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other. On top of texting, we also called almost every single day, even after he'd stream for over 8 hours. We'd talk and play games regularly. One thing I'd noticed is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really find that to be suspicious. Using your voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him.
If I talk for way too long, my voice just gets lower. My voice just gets lower and lower and lower until I sound super depressed. I promise I'm not though.
Didn't want her to hear. So in this first set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny, or both. And Mal would say we should. And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch?
I have a friend who in their own Discord, they do movie nights with a server and stuff like that. That sounds so fun. We should do that because I don't ever watch movies. Ever. The last movie I watched was Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's only because it was a movie from my childhood.
In the next image, we can see that—
Wait, no, I feel like I'd go to jail. Copyright. Am I— Can I do that? No, I don't think I can.
Discussing the spicy audio that she sent him at some point. He'd say, you do too. She would say, yeah, like in that audio recording I sent you, to which she would act flustered over and say, huh? Oh my god, well, yes, you really sounded cute in that too. To which she would say, did you ever re-listen to it? Or only that once? In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much she enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno would inquire about what a gym date looks like. This is
I'll pirate movies to give you. Tara, I am forced to say, please don't do that. But again, yar har fiddle-dee-dee.
More. In the next two set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy topics. Mal would say, you get flustered so easily. And then Sykkuno would say, because I'm not. I've never done this kind of thing before, lol. To which she would say, and? You don't like it?
So he's a prude. He's a prude. So for those of you who don't know, this is what it means to be prudish. I'm not going to read that out loud. You can read for yourselves, but yeah. Wait, that makes it hard to read. Hang on. There we go. So that's what it means to be prudish. And I have this too, and I'm really not liking the similarities, guys. It's not looking good.
He'd continue saying, which is crazy because I'm older than you, but like I haven't really.
I feel like I deserve to be thrown in jail and buried in Alcatraz. Is Alcatraz still a thing? What's like Guantanamo? I feel like I deserve to go to Guantanamo. I don't know for what. I just feel bad.
Dated much so. And then Mal would say, so? You have me now. He'd reply with, my XP bar is low, but no, I do it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As in, I can't wait to grill my sausage to it later, whatever she sent. To which she would reply with, you know, I've kind of wondered if you've ever touched
grilled sausage. What? Well, hey,
yourself while watching what I send you. To which he'd say, what? Why would you wonder that? She'd say, well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. And then he'd say, I'll definitely put this one to use. She'd say, so you've never done so before? And then
I've had an experience like this is a story that I've never told anyone, but I think it's been long enough that I can tell this. I had a friend of mine. I don't do that, please. Just don't.
He would say, maybe in all caps, with a flustered sweating emoji.
The idea of putting like images of yourself on like the internet that includes like Discord or whatever. Don't! You have no idea who can get their hands on those images. Please keep those to yourself. If you love someone, do it in person. Don't do these weird shit on the internet. Please.
Put her foot down and say, I want a yes or no. And then he would say, yes, of course I have. How could I not? Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect when two people are romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight to each other, inquiring on their health. He'd compliment her on her appearance. She'd say, I love getting compliments from you. Good morning, handsome. What are you up to? But this romantic interest wouldn't just be expressed with the words.
Ash
no,
wants
for
to go
Sykkuno,
outside.
he'd make sure to express.
Okay, come. I can see you. Yeah, let's go outside. Hang on, I'll be right back. Where am I? Hi. So regarding the, that story with that old friend of mine, they didn't have a lot of like, friends. They were relatively a lonely person. And I knew that, so I wanted to make sure they had someone to lean on. Like, if shit hits the fan, they know they have someone to fall on back to. And I kind of pride myself on like being that kind of person where, you know, when shit goes bad, you always have someone out there to like to look after you or to lean on. But I think they took it the wrong way, and I feel like that happens quite a bit too much. Because I feel like you need to be really, really clear with your motives and stuff like that. Because too many people like misconstrued intentions. That sounded very complicated. All I'm saying is I'm really bad at communicating.
It financially too. This is what would lead us to the next section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was simply a behavioral pattern that he'd employ with women he'd express interest in. I want to reiterate that I have never asked him for his money, and he did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket, linked below, and Resident Evil 9, because I had expressed interest in that game. Here we can see two payments, the first one sent on the 28th of February 2026, 81 euros, and the second one being 200 euros.
How much is like 200 euros in dollars? Wait, so is pound stronger than euros? I'm very no pound sterling. Is that what pounds is? I don't know currencies.
Euros on the 5th of March 2026. The sender was the business, Sykkuno. He'd innocently ask for a PayPal username on the 28th of February. He'd start off the conversation with, you still aren't asleep either? To which she'd say, I fell asleep, woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. He would then say, oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later? She'd say, huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my PayPal because it's my old name from before I rebranded. When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, want me to send it back? To which he'd say, no, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working out, so I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me when you're wearing it. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd wear it, she'd send it to him, and she'd say, I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. She'd also...
Is that what the gym looks like? As someone who prides himself on working out a lot, Surprisingly, I have never been to the gym. I buy all my equipment, so everything that I used to work out, I have like literally next to me. Yeah, I've literally never been to the gym. Because the thing is, gyms is like a subscription. You have to keep paying money to enter the gym. So I just thought, you know, if I just bought the equipment, I don't ever have to like buy a gym subscription. Also, gyms are notorious for like cancellation, so I didn't want to deal with that.
Make a tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, "This gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real." So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled A Calculated Pattern of Love Bombing and Manipulation. And this is where we talk about Elphilia's side of the story. The document would say, after speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris.
What a colossal waste of money. Do you know how much artists you can commission with that? At least 5.
During the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com sending her all this money. A substantial amount, around 1,550 euros, all under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can see that he offered to pay for her flight to TFT Paris as well as all the food and hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her financially during the entire trip.
I really like the this dog with that sucking the sody pop. I really like that gift. We should throw hundreds of dollars at no, please don't. I will literally throw it back at you with malicious intent. I will throw it so hard back at you. Please do not. You know Genji when he deflects shit? That would be me. Don't.
So this starts off as far back as April 2025, with Sykkuno telling Elphilia, "I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure.
I don't want hundreds of dollars. I just want to make videos and have fun.
Sure on TwitchCon, yet I'm afraid I don't know enough people." He'd say, "You should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close?"
Tara, do you know what I would do with hundreds of dollars? I would give it away. You're wasting your time. Stop playing! How much ads has played? Holy crap, I have not been snoozing these. I am so sorry. Why has no one told me to snooze the ads? Where is everyone?
Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's in the European Union. He'd say, "You better hang out then when I go there." She'd reply with, "I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive," to which he would say, "I'll pay for it, don't worry." She'd say, "Whoa, really? You do that?" And then he'd say, "Yeah, of course, and all the food." She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say, "You'd have to deal with my annoying ass though." And he would say, "But you gotta choose places to eat, like the restaurants." And she'd say, "Deal." One day later, he'd reiterate, "You're fine, you never have to pay for anything, don't worry."
Wait, I wanna... Let's go out and get boba. I fucking hate boba with a passion. I tried boba one time and I almost died. Whoever designed the black balls of shit, I hate boba. I don't get the appeal. Just drink water.
Restaurants.
Not only does it suck when it comes to flavor, but it looks gross too. Seriously, what's with the black balls?
Say, "Deal." One day later, he'd reiterate, "You're fine, you never have to pay for anything, don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back?" Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. "I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that." On the 10th of December 2025, we can see her saying, "I'm boarding now, see you soon," to which he would reply with, "See you soon, you have the hotel info, right?" Since they were going to share a room. This brings us to the next section titled Elphilia's Experience. Elphilia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years.
I don't know how to respond to it. I really don't know how to respond. Hang on. Can I bring chat with me? Hang on. It's hard to see chat in the corner of my screen like that. Oh my god, that's massive. Testing. 1, 2. That's a really weird place for chat to be, and the screen is fucking white. Okay, never mind.
During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him. Anytime she would bring up the topic of his love life, he would give the response of playing too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. So bear in mind, she knew him since like 2021, back when he was like the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch or the streaming space. And even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well. So in this next set of DMs, we can see Elphilia saying, also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how? To which he'd say, huh? That's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of like playing too many games. To which he'd say, why crazy? Why is it a crazy question? The guy was desired by anyone. Even after his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, same calculated behavior and patterns, using his nerdy gamer...
I've always wondered what the dating world is like. Because I have literally never like shown interest or like entered that kind of world. So I've always wondered what the cesspool is like. I think you made a video on it. Who's the person who makes the videos about like Reddit and that stuff? Oh, I'm so terrible with names. I'm so sorry.
Boy facade.
We reacted to one of the videos a couple months ago.
Lure women into a false narrative. In this next set of DMs, Elphilia would be saying, you're cute. You're this sweet to all girls, or am I just lucky? To which he'd say, wah, lol. Only to the ones I think are cool. So as we can see, Elphilia is just starstruck. She can't believe this. She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her attention out of anyone else in the world. This is the effect he had on people, and he knew this. And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal Instagram with his official Sykkuno Instagram page. It's genuinely like a deja vu to what he did with Mal. Like, it's the same patterns. The guy had a playbook, and he knew how to put it to use. The document would continue, here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was posted around the 13th of December 2025 when he was in Paris. In this first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets.
I've only ever been to one convention, and it was never this like big and lively. Like, when I look at these conventions like in the EU and America, it looks like so much fun. Like the 2xKO stuff, I couldn't find a single League of Legends merchandise where I'm from. Okay, maybe that's a good thing, but I'm just saying.
Saying, ultimate bragging rights have been secured at the TFT Paris Open. This is them announcing that Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno and Elphilia.
What was the convention you went to?
Of March,
Comic-Con.
So this would be 3 months after they had
I have
met
no
up.
idea what Comic-Con is about. To be honest, we kind of just walked around aimlessly because what do you do at a convention other than walk around?
Hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal. He'd say, oh my god, I was playing World of Warcraft, I saw this player, it reminded me of you. That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute. To which he'd say, of course. Oh, I was gonna ask, were you planning on going to like Offkai or anything like that? That's a VTuber expo, right? To which she would say, I wish, but unfortunately...
Huh? Hang on, Offkai! There's a VTuber expo? Oh my god. Well, definitely not the place for me. I'm literally the resident am a VTuber but knows nothing about the VTuber scenario.
I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month and I'm living fully off of my savings.
The most VTuber knowledge I know is like of Iron Mouse and like Shoto and Vox and just like the mainstream people. So very limited.
So I cancelled all my travels for the year. The document would say,
I don't know the companies like VSojo or anything like that.
After Elphilia's Paris trip, and 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Elphilia asking her if she'll be at Offkai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. Elphilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the world. This section would end with both Sykkuno and Elphilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, "How was your day?" To which she would reply with, "Awful. Spent the whole day crying." crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand. The document points out that this is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno is a cheater himself. So as you can see, when these two women spoke to each other and shared their stories, they were shocked. Shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know that this man was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years with no consequences? How is it that there are many Elphilias and Mals out there with no one saying a thing? Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about. It's titled Rumors and Broken Friendships. As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail. This was all intentional. Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators, both big and small, would vent to their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable content creators. The reason why Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of this predatory behavior. However, he'd managed to keep enough influential friends around him to legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who would have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Elphilia spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else, about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong. Elphilia, of course, didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated pattern that worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? So here we can see DMs between Elphilia and Sykkuno. She would start this off with saying, I don't know, he said he dislikes you, referencing a friend of hers, and that you only go for girls that are small so you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. To which Sykkuno would say,
there was red flags, and apparently people were warning others behind closed doors.
I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. She'd say, exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries.
Why? Why would small creators never
as anything funny? Sykkuno would say, oh, I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try and expose bigger
drink
streamers.
Water. I don't have water.
Lol.
Hey, I have cold coffee. Hash, please don't make me drink cold coffee. It's really gross. Drink water or turn into an I can't say that word. Arabian sand boa. Sand boa. What's that? Ah! Hey, you know, I want to become a that's really cute. I don't have water, but I do have cold coffee. You don't have to want. No. What do you mean, no? You want me to drink the cold? Fine. Is that what you want? I'm gonna go get water now. Fine. Fine. I'm gonna go get water. Hi, I have water. Hang on. Hydration complete. Sky's brain is like Nami's number factory. I feel like you said that specifically for me to look it up, and my god, were you correct? Nami's number factory. Tara, what the fuck? What in the actual hell is this? This looks like something that was made in like the early 2000s. This is terrifying.
But it's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything, it's fine. But I thought he was chill. I'm kind of sad he was so angry.
It was made last year? Oh, so it's one of those games that's like made to embody like a certain art style. I like that.
Thalia would say, I know, just making sure you stay safe no matter what, love. Sykkuno would continue saying, I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though? To which she'd say, he's jealous of you. I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. To which he'd say, I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol. But hopefully he feels better soon. And Elphilia ends this by saying, he said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. So this was on the 22nd of December after they had met IRL, and Elphilia had no reason to doubt him, right? She still had...
What is the ZZZ mean? Hang on, I'm gonna go back to full screen. What does the ZZZ mean? Like zoneless zone 0? I'm blocking it. Shit. God damn it.
Had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2021. This is why she was still so readily siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section Sykkuno.
Okay, maybe not. I'm blocking so much shit right now. Let me go back. Yeah, you can see more of the screen like that. That's better.
Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of concern for her,
Acro with the 7 stream streak. Oh my god, it's hard to say. All things considered, I can scientifically prove that Sky doesn't have a smooth brain. He doesn't have a brain at all. You know, I really thought for a second there you would have had my back, but apparently not. God freaking damn it. You got on my hopes just to break me down even further. Damn you, Acro.
I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The three of us struck up a conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao?
I love you too, Sky. No.
Told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year in 2025. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about Sykkuno. So this tweet in question, right, if you were on Twitter back in October 2025, you would have probably seen it.
Wait. I think I... What's that profile picture? I saw this. If you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience, and a much larger successful male content creator... So, yeah, this I saw, what was his name? So, I saw, oh my god, this is very small male VTuber, what? Kip react! So, I saw Kip talk about this, and a lot of people really didn't like this take, and I agree. Because this take, like, had no context, it just painted a lot of people in a really bad light. So, I think for this tweet to have worked, she should have, like, given a bit of context to her scenario, and I think it would have worked. Because this tweet, in a vacuum, it just sucks. It just paints it like, I think Kip. Hang on, let me see if I can find Kip's video. Oh my god, it's not gonna appear because it's YouTube. God, every message in this chat is either we should kill Sky with Harry. Sky, my hubby. What the fuck is happening? Well, yeah, that's what I like about it. It really is an autism chat out here.
Absolutely viral, and it simply just said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run. To 99% of people. This was Bao giving smaller content creators very well needed advice.
So was this in reference to Sykkuno? Because is Bao like smaller than Sykkuno? I have no idea. Bao's a VTuber, right? I thought Bao was like way bigger than Sykkuno. Bao the whale. Oh, wait, who's this? Hang on. I thought... Huh? Let's try this. Yeah! Who's this? I thought this was Bao. Who is this? Yeah, fuck you. It's not gonna work. Oh, there we go. Who? Shy Lily? Is that a name? Okay, well, frickety Freckleton.
In reality, though, this was...
So I confused Sykkuno with Shoto. I confused Pokimane with... who's the person who is the person who doxed Jack's films? Is it... Oh my god, it's not Pokimane, I know that much. Well, you guys know who it is, because that was the whole situation, Sniper Wolf. Yeah, I confused Pokimane with Sniper Wolf, Shoto with Sykkuno, and Bao the Whale with Shy Lily. I have a problem.
The subtweet directly referencing Sykkuno's behavior. Because the document would continue, they called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences with her directly, as she felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can see a DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao, saying, "Hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his hotel room to drink with them, and that the tweet you made about being cautious of large male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him?"
Who is Sykkuno's... Wait, is it Sykkuno? Yeah. So who is Sykkuno's girlfriend? Is she like not in the online creative space?
In regards to him doing it to one of your friends? You know, before we get back to the document, this actually reminds me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back in October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at 2 a.m. One can only wonder what he was doing there, but as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you spot someone in a hotel lobby at 2 a.m. The document would continue. Bao told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She had no clue that I, as well as many other girls, still existed in Sykkuno's romantic and sexual life. Bao and her mod would put me in a group chat with Sykkuno's girlfriend where I would
I am telling you guys, the way to solve this, we should all just become asexual. Woo! World peace! Granted, we'll die out as a species, but hey! Don't listen to me.
Chats you see above. She was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, "I have lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. And on top of that, everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talk about and have done. I'm sorry." At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact, I can't imagine being his girlfriend, hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home and finding out about it this way. Even after he managed to convince me that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding.
It is kind of crazy.
It's horrifying. This would all lead us to the final section of this document.
Horrifying is a bit of an understatement, not gonna lie.
To all of Sykkuno's victims. Ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us, he has always carefully curated every aspect of his behavior on stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him. He soaked in the praise and never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because
never in a million years would I think twinks would be this popular. This is kind of insane.
Made him more desirable. He understood this and would use this curated image as well as his
oh yeah, welcome to the stream.
legitimacy in the content creation space thanks to his followers and famous friends to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content
Wait, actually, hang on. Isn't there like a twink character in League of Legends? Hang on. I'm sorry to bring up League of Legends, but I know there's like a very popular, like, I think he's blonde? I haven't played League in so freaking long. League of Legends, blonde. I think he has a bow. Is it Ezreal? I think it's Ezreal. Yeah! Yeah, he's one of the most popular characters in League of Legends. Why does Twitch not allow the word twink? Are we being deadass?
Were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work most of the time as
I feel like if I give my opinion on twinks, it's gonna somehow relate to me being a fanboy, so yeah, let's not do that.
Use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphilia to lure them in, and eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of...
I'm sorry! I had to take a moment to recover from something so tragic. Hey! League of Legends is a good game! No, Jake! No! Granted, it's a fun game, but is it a good game? I don't know. I know so many people whose mental well-being has been destroyed by League of Legends.
Looking up. What these many women didn't know, though, is that he'd always lied
Is Hungary actually a country? I don't know.
about the fact that he's single. That behind the scenes, he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021 and who has lived with him since 2024 in the same house. I implore them.
I play League and my mental health is just fine. Jake, you are you are a Giga Chad. You are the epitome of what League players aspire to be. You are the rarest kind of League of Legends player, to be honest.
Many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator. And I end this document with a report.
Then again, you are in a VTuber stream. So is your mental health really fine? Is any of our mental health really fine?
Of Sykkuno in which he admits to everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend and was intending to do that with me as well. For context, this was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend about his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs, he somehow chose to prioritize someone that he barely met 2 months ago. She's referring to herself. I pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. So the link isn't here right now, but obviously it will be by the time this video comes out. It's okay though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun. They could barely tell what he's saying. I actually bothered to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated, he pretty much admits to everything.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. All right. Let's have a listen to this. It's probably because I don't play ranked. I'm going to be honest, Jake. I have always wanted to play ranked League. Hey, Jake. What lane do you play? Are you like a jungler? Because that's like the most mentally sane people are junglers in League of Legends. And I'm saying that whose main role is jungle, even though I do like playing Yone mid. And I know that sounds like blasphemy, like a Yone main. Look, Yone is cool, okay? I like the edgy red guy with a sword. Bite me. I'm an edgy bastard, and I've literally look like Yone. For those of you who don't know, this is Yone. Yeah, that's Yone. I'm a simple man. I see edgy anime boy I like. That's it. Find mental health. Look at the channel you're in, dude. Hey! I would like to think that most of my audience is mentally healthy people. Probably. I main support and sometimes run mid and top. Okay, so you main support, which is bot lane, which is literally where most of the crazy shit happens. How are you sane? Bot lane is so horrible. Yeah, bot lane is the worst. I should install League right now. Wait. I really miss League. Wait,
Watch.
I don't know.
Hello.
Thomas.
Hello.
So,
Well, pretty much know most of it.
yeah, like what?
Know what?
No, you can tell me.
Okay. Well, wasn't very honest.
Oh.
I meant Jarvan. Damn phone. Jarvan? Jarvan. Who is Jarvan? Is that the guy with the spear? Or is that Jin Zhao? No, Jarvan's the guy from Demacia! Yeah, Jarvan! What lane does Jarvan play? Jarvan is such like a... Bro, I forget Jarvan exists. What? Is Jarvan top? He's top, right? He's not like an ADC carry or anything like that. Wait, Lee Sin support? What? Hey, where? Lee Sin. That's not right. My favorite organ is the eye. Is that an organ? Really? Huh.
About single.
About what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic's cutting out.
Sorry, always happens. About being single, and I just wanted to tell you how everything happened.
Uh-huh. You're still gonna have to speak up a little bit, by the way. You're still cutting out a lot.
Sorry, you know how I talk quietly.
Yeah, but you never talk this quietly.
I'm sad.
It's the actions of your, well, it's the consequence of your own actions, I suppose.
I know.
Mm,
So basically, I was in a very happy relationship.
doesn't sound like it, but sure.
Well, let me finish.
Uh-huh,
I
continue.
was in a very happy relationship a long time ago.
Long time ago. What, like
And then-
2021?
I don't know the exact time, honestly, but a long time ago. Then it got a lot less happy.
How so?
I don't fully know. She just stopped hanging out with me that much, and
Stop hanging out with you, she lives with you.
This is something I've never understood about relationships. If you're going to like commit to someone, shouldn't you like at least know them for minimum 5 years or something like that? Like like if you're going to like commit to each other, you should know that like you guys, well, in the long term, you guys don't shape each other into something you no longer love. Or am I not getting my asexual brain's not gonna understand this, but whatever. Like, cause again, if you're going to like marry someone and move in together and stuff like that, you're going to be together until you die. So, you know, I would say 5 years minimum. I just feel like it's better to be safe than sorry. It's like you're not missing out on anything by being safe, you know. Just make sure you're happy.
yeah. I mean,
You're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear a single sentence that comes out of your mouth. You there?
yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just asking because you went quiet.
Anyway, so I was very, very happy,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point it wasn't so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped.
Hey,
spending time
look,
together.
on the bright side, he lives up to the name now. He is a boy failure. Yep, Amumu is mainly a jungler, but he designed to be either a tanky bruiser or pure tank. Okay, now that's where you lose me. I don't know what any of that means. The way I play League is I hit the minions, I hit my opponent, and I run away. I am not good at League. I don't understand what happens in that game. I don't know what freezing the lane means, or why CS is important, or why people like to target the cannon. I have no fucking clue. I'm like literally brain dead. What is League of Legends? Tara, I will peg you. You know exactly what League of Legends is.
There. We hadn't done it together for years.
Or what? I couldn't hear that part.
I said we hadn't done anything together for like years,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just very sad and alone. Didn't feel wanted at all.
Mm-hmm. So you slept with Elfie in Paris.
Yeah.
And then you flirted with me. And were telling me how you wanted me to come visit you in Vegas, and how you wanted to go on a date, and how you were serious about me, and how you really meant, and how you wanted to go get a cat together.
This is a very, very... Have you guys ever heard what I sound like when I'm serious? Because I do like a very, what's the word? Americanized version of my accent so that people can understand me. Because I do get a lot of comments saying my accent can be pretty thick. So I do speak a bit Americanized. And it has kind of taken over my actual accent. But if I try to like talk normally for a second, yeah, you can tell how the whole Americanized rhythm of how I speak disappears entirely, and I sound very, very British. A tank is the guy who is, hang on. A tank is a guy who is meant to be a damage sponge. A bruiser is a damage sponge who can dish damage back. A tank is a guy who is meant to be a damage sponge. A bruiser is a so, like Mordekaiser? Is that a bruiser or is that a tank? What differentiates a tank from a bruiser? Ratman.
Yes.
Yeah. Why? Why didn't you just break off the relationship then?
Because a combination of remembering how it was, some part of me hoping it would go back to that, and
Well, obviously it's not going to go back to that if you're actively cheating on her. It's only going to get worse. I think that's really on you, bud. And I know you're smarter than that.
I'm not.
I mean, for fuck's sake, you're a 34-year-old man. Yes, you are. Stop acting like you're...
He's 34? That is honestly insane. Renekton is a bruiser. Shen is a... What do you mean Shen is a... No! Wait, hang on. Hey, hold the freaking... This guy, Shen. He's a fucking ninja. You're telling me the ninja is a tank. What? No! And Renekton is a bruiser. Is a Renekton the crocodile? What the fuck did I type? Hang on. Renekton. So, this is a bruiser and this is a tank. I hate you. What do you... No! What do you mean? He's vintage? Who is? Me? I'm not that old.
Your child.
Don't think that's what I'm acting like, but
I mean, you say you're not smarter than that, but you are. You're a 34-year-old man, you just chose to do it. You knew damn well in the back of your head that it wasn't gonna end up well.
yeah. But it's complicated.
It's really not.
So-
Cheating is just bad. She hasn't done anything to ask for it to be cheated on. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, but she relied on me to take care of a lot of things, and I still cared about her.
Okay, that doesn't mean that you do that because you wanted to, not because she was like holding it against you or forcing you to.
Sky, you considered... Wait, hang on. Sky, you considered vintage. I am in my early 20s. I am not vintage. Stop making me feel like I'm ancient, Tara. Damn you. Okay, quick question. Since when has cheating ever been acceptable? The 1800s when women didn't have rights. Anything past that? No, it hasn't been. Jake, is 20 years old vintage? Am I an unk? Should I start retiring? Is that...
No.
Exactly. So there's still no excuse for you to cheat on her.
Not saying there was one. Just explaining why it happened.
The only reason why it happened is because you just chose to do it. I don't know why you decided to lie to me, because you know damn fucking well that lying especially is like a big thing I do not tolerate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was fine about the Alfie thing, because I was like, okay, he didn't know me before that, right? But then I find out you've had a girlfriend this entire time.
That's what I thought. I would consider vintage minimum 40. I think like 30s is like late prime, and no, not even your 40s, maybe your 50s is vintage. Tara, you're just gaslighting me. 50 at maybe, okay, maybe 45. Maybe that's vintage.
Do you realize how fucked up that is? Because not only were you... Because, sure, you didn't lead Alfie on. Alfie acknowledges that you didn't lead her on, right? Because I've talked to Alfie. I'm friends with her. I've been friends with her before I even met you.
Okay.
Like, she acknowledges that you didn't lead her on.
I'm not gonna lie, she sounds really young, like way too young.
Led me on, though. You did lead me on, though.
And British.
You gave me all these fancy ass promises about, oh, we're gonna go on a date when you come visit here. What? So you could cheat on your girlfriend again? So you could sleep with me so you could cheat on your girlfriend again?
That wasn't.
What were you
what I
intending with
wanted
that?
to do. Well, I thought it was going to be over.
But what?
Like I thought that was gonna be the end of that.
The end of what?
My previous relationship.
You were gonna break up with so you could date me, or what?
Well, like I said, it'd been a long time where like we hadn't spent time together. Hadn't done anything.
Okay, think about it this way. By today's standards, I'm considered ancient, okay? But by normal standards, I'm reaching middle-aged. Today's standards that's a nothing sentence. Today's standards means nothing. Have you seen the current generation? Jake, the human race is fucked. We're evolving backwards. Have you seen Gen Alpha? Jake, we've led the universe astray. We're supposed to be like the people. I'm supposed to look up to you, Jake. and the previous generation is supposed to look up to me, and we're not. Well, we've failed our species. Like, we're literally watching some of the worst the human race has to offer, and then you turn to the right and you look at America and you're like, ah, shit. The Epstein files, Iran, age verification. Yeah, we're fucked. And the worst one of all, AI. Yep, we're so boned. We're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I thought that was at some point be over.
What? I couldn't hear you.
I said, I thought that meant that was going to be like the end of it.
So you were already moving on before you even broke up with her? Were you intending to break up with her, or were you just waiting for her to break up with you?
No, I don't know. It's
So-
just a really weird
I just
mix of like,
want to understand this. So what was your intention with me? Like, where was I in this whole thing? Like, were you intending to date me after her? Like, were you intending to just ditch to go date me?
I mean, I guess for me, it felt like it was already.
But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about me.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
You were thinking to just ditch her and then date me. What, were you gonna do the same thing to me? I'm sorry, but like, you're not really selling this whole relationship thing really well. If this is the type of relationship you uphold.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
Just trying to explain what's going on.
Yeah. The thing is, if I never reached out to Bao, because I didn't even reach out to Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because he's lied behind my back to a bunch of people, and I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with her roommate, and then I was talking with a little bit back and forth, and then you came up in a topic, and then she told me you had a girlfriend, and that your girlfriend has been venting to Bao this entire time. About how you gaslight her into staying. You make her feel bad anytime that she, like, wanted to leave because you cheated on her. And she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who.
It's really not that hard it's really not that hard to just be a decent person. I don't understand. I'm not touching the AI subject because I know I'm guilty of enjoying many channels on YouTube that use AI very heavily. But I also understand people's issues they have with AI. Well, I'm glad you at least acknowledge, like, the whole AI dilemma. Like, have you guys seen AI? Hey, wait. Have you guys seen this? Alright, hang on. there was this series on YouTube of a TikTok creator who created this like Fruit Island shit. Oh my god, there's even more. Hang on, I'll get to that. Like, yeah, oh my god, this shit. This just makes me mad. Go watch Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. Go watch fucking Naruto. Go. There's so much cool shit to watch. Why would you...
Because you never told her that it was Alfie, you just told her that you cheated on her in Paris. Or think. I don't know if you told her, but I know she knew.
The stuff I enjoy are things like chat music. Well, I think that's fine. I honestly think that's fine, like the whole like chat music when someone takes comments and turn it into a song, because there is still a human doing all of the work to create that. There's, I don't know if this is AI, but this is one video I really like. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. It's probably a deepfake and not AI, but there is this one Deltarune Obama rude buster. This is like fine. This is like just nothing serious, just like dumb, stupid shitpost
Hello, this
fun.
is your former President Barack Obama, and I just want to tell you I know how to beatbox with a little bit of...
Yeah.
Yeah. Beatbox. Yeah.
It's so good.
President Obama, yeah. Beatbox.
No, Obama, you're doing it wrong. You gotta do it like this.
That's
how you beatbox.
And the best
Well, you're
part.
both wrong. I can beatbox better than both of you
Hell yeah.
because I can do a little bit of...
Deltarune's music is so... I feel like we don't talk about Deltarune's music enough. The music is so fucking good. Like, holy crap. Black Knife, Rude Buster, the tenor theme, whatever the ending song is, oh my god. Deltarune has some of the best music ever. Not only is Toby Fox a magnificent writer, but he's a magnificent composer. We're getting a bit off topic, but yeah.
Why? Why go through all this trouble?
Because didn't know how to
I mean, for God's sake, if the only thing why you even stayed with her is because she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of her for a little bit before she gets back onto her feet. Like, at least don't put her through the trouble of like telling her like, oh, like I'm still gonna be with you, like telling her that you're still her boyfriend, while actively cheating on her every single day.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I should have just said how I felt.
Like, you could have just deadass, if the only thing that you were concerned about is the fact that she relied on you for things, you could have just supported her until she got back onto her feet.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad that he has such like, he knows he did something wrong, and he's not trying to like make excuses. That's a good sign. That's the path to redemption.
So she could support herself. You know?
The hell is this total
It wasn't just
clusterfuck
that.
we are reacting to? Okay, lore breakdown. This is the guy on the right is Sykkuno. He's been cheating on his girlfriend apparently, and he's been taking advantage of smaller VTubers and content creators, and this whole thing is unfolding.
Then what else?
This literally came out like freaking. When did this come? Oh, this came out 1 day ago. Holy shit! I thought this would be way bigger.
Somehow hoping it would go back to how it used to be.
Well, I also already told you, cheating is not going to make it go back to how it used to be.
It's a lot easier to say that when
It's the truth. It's the harsh truth. Nothing is going to go back the same way that it was if you're going to cheat on someone actively.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm going to change.
You're going to change what?
That's it. Everything.
What do you mean that's it?
Just gonna change that.
You're going to stay with her?
You're right.
Because honest to God, I feel like the poor girl's been through enough. I don't think you should have to sit there and keep doing this to her. because I was in a group chat with her while you were on stream. And
This took place at 6 a.m.? Jesus Christ.
this girl's absolutely f***ing distraught because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through. Like, genuinely. Do you know how much that fucks someone up? Like, you already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust you still. She decided to stay with you, despite the fact that you already had cheated on her and admitted to it.
Oh, wait, hang on. I gotta say
When
that
do you-
in an epic voice. Hang on. Oh, hell no! Grab your flames and bolt us, brothers! We crusade at dawn! Yes! Where are we crusading? Captain, where are we crusading to? Do you know where to go? Because I fucking don't.
You go, dude. You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with. Like, if anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it. Bao's been sitting there, like, comforting this girl, trying to tell her, hey, maybe you should leave him. Because this isn't okay. This really isn't okay. You're putting this girl through mental...
If there is one thing my friends has taught me, is that breakups are really, 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 really messy and mentally destroys both parties involved. So yeah, love comes at quite a price, doesn't it?
strain. Every single day. That you continue to be with her. While you're sitting there having fun playing with your friends. Be so honest right now, Thomas.
We pull up the classic Imperium of man and purge everything and everything in our way till we reach the bastard and send his gizz ass to the warp. Well, no, let's not destroy anyone. I'm someone who believes in second chances or redemption arcs, because at some point I was also a terrible person, and if it wasn't for someone giving me a second chance, I wouldn't have been here today. So I feel like I should pay the kindness forward, you know what I mean? They should pay for their sins, but they also deserve to put in the work for redemption. I'm never going to just say to a person, hey, you deserve to die, you deserve to rot in a cell for the rest of your being. Unless you literally like blew up an orphanage, I'm probably going to root for you to correct your ways and work your way back to like a functioning person again. I will never wish someone to just f*** off and die. That's not the kind of person I am. This is a matter under the direction of like... Is this Warhammer 40k? This feels very Warhammer 40k. Or maybe Helldivers. This is a matter under the direction of the Black Templates of the the direction of the Black Templars, and thus we purge and purge and purge, okay? I'm not as nice a person as you, Sky. Osime. Wait, hang on. Some people just need to cease existing. I can definitely see that, like, that point of reference. But again, I was also, when I was in my younger days, I wasn't a very nice person. And if it wasn't for someone who saved me, who knows, I might be at the bottom of a pit or something. So I'm always gonna offer, no matter how, like, lost someone is, I'm always gonna, hold out my hand to try and help them. When I was younger, my mother was a really, 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 really kind person. Way too kind. She would always go out of her way to help people, and just, she would be a bit too nice. So people would take advantage of her. And growing up, I noticed this, so I became very protective over my mother because I didn't want people to use her. And in my adult years, I have noticed that I have inherited that part of her, which is, well, it's an admirable quality, but at the same time, people can take advantage of it really easily. So I try to play it very carefully with who I hold my hand out to. Does that make sense, or am I just rambling? Who knows? I don't fucking know.
So you think, I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. Like, if it is money that she doesn't have, or if it's a job, or if it's family, or
I
blah blah
already
blah
gave
blah.
her a lot.
Yeah, well, there, exactly. Just help her back on her feet until she can support herself, and then just leave the girl alone. Because she deserves better than that. Because you cannot sit there.
The reason why I'm so easy to hold out my hand for someone is because the person, this is getting very emotional, but the person who who saved me all those years back, not only was I in a dark place, but she was in a dark place too. And we were like each other's lights in like this very, very terrible place. And day after day, she would complain to me of how terrible things are going, and I would try to comfort her and tell her everything's going to be alright. But I don't know, I took up this role of being like basically the therapist friend, basically. So I would constantly be trying to help people, pandering, blah 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 blah. You get the idea. And when that person who saved me needed me the most, I wasn't there. And I will never live that down. And because I wasn't there for that person, they are no longer they're no longer around, and I have a debt to pay for not. Someone saved me and I couldn't even save them, so the least I can do is try and help other people. I'm fine.
And be like, I love her, but do all of this shit to her and continue to let her stay in that situation.
Well, one part of that wasn't true.
What?
I'm just gonna take a sec. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm so sorry about that. This is why I don't like talking about the past. It fucks me up. I'm sorry. I'm good. Hi.
I think the feelings faded.
Well, then you should just let her go. Instead of just sitting her there, wasting her time.
Okay, well, anyway.
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when right now she's upset? I know she lives with you.
I already talked to her.
Yeah, you should
And
be
I
there
told
to.
her I'm going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort her. She's the one that you cheated on.
No, I'm going to be doing that.
I really don't get this. I really don't understand that. Hang on, let me just reverse.
First.
You should be there to comfort her. She's the one that you cheated on.
I don't understand relationships. So he cheated on her, and she's distraught right now. Well, I guess that makes sense. She really does need her space and needs to talk to someone else right now. Okay, I guess that does make sense.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you. Like, genuinely beyond upset with you.
I mean, that's fine. By settled, I mean, like, that's it. Like,
What's it?
probably never talking again.
You and me.
Start with Space Hulking. Wait, hang on. Start with Space Hulk Deathwing. It's an easy Warhammer 40k game for beginners to the hobby.
Me?
Yes.
What? Why?
Is that not why?
What is why I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me. You can still
What?
talk to me and be like make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances. But I
Yeah,
never
me
will
too.
forgive you for cheating on her. That's
A motto
That's all.
I live by is forgive, but never, ever forget. You know the saying forgive and forget? That shit is whack. Forgive, never forget. You can't fucking repeat the mistakes of your past.
There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way, because Alfie's not the only one that has hit me up.
Yeah, that sounds like you've heard things.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot about that too. A lot.
Oh god, you don't bloody hell want to pull an Elden Ring with a Warhammer 40k? That would be your worst decision? Well, that's how I got into, like, some of my favorite media is that's how I got into it. I went in blind and I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? I was just like, okay, and I started searching things up. So you're telling me if I do that, I'm just gonna have a terrible time? I'm gonna be super confused. I'm gonna have to watch like 6 YouTube videos, read a law book, freaking read a comic, which all sounds really fun, and I'm 100% down for that.
'Cause, how big was the roster again?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
I mean, maybe not at the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Suppose so.
Yeah.
Sky, most media, even if you know, I think you'll still be, what the fuck is going on? Well, Tara, I would counteract that statement by saying, there is one fandom or one show that I've been obsessed with ever since I was a kid, and that has been Naruto Shippuden. I have a disgusting amount of knowledge of that anime. I don't watch anime or shows. I watched Arcane. Arcane was fucking big. I really should rewatch Arcane. I saw some clips of Arcane on YouTube and I should really watch Arcane Part 2. In most media that is fine, but with Warhammer 40k, there's just so much goddamn lore. Just the human faction civil war they made 40 books, just 40 books! Hang on, can I, wait, I want to look up something. Can I get Warhammer timeline? Hello? God, that's not even close to timeline. There we go. Alright, give me the Warhammer timeline. Yeah, that seems, yeah. What the? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, my god. This looks like my college papers. What the fuck is this? Look up Horus Heresy books. Horus Heresy books. Epstein! Oh, Einstein. Okay, that's that's a bit better. Oh my fucking god. Well, to be fair, Epstein would fit pretty well in the fucking Warhammer universe. He would be fucking destroyed. Oh my god, that's so much. Well, I never was a big reader, but I am a big watcher, so I'll definitely watch like a video. I'm not gonna fucking read a book. Jesus Christ, that is so much.
All I care about right now is that he's okay. Keep me updated on that.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
I don't think you need me to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her. Like,
Yeah, she can do that.
Hey, blur isn't destructive. If you're going to block something, I'd put a black ball over that shit. You can fucking restore blur, please. Don't hide sensitive information with a blur, it's not destructive.
I'll just reach out to her then. But, yeah, no, just... Like... Go talk to her. She needs you right now.
Yeah, okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
His name is Thomas.
Shortly after the call, the last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, "I'm beyond disappointed in you." So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims. It is completely up to them on whether they want to come out with their side of the story or not. For now though, we can confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend so comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can see him also using the same playbook, the same tactics, sending them money, making them feel special, following
I never understood this whole playboy, like, you know how like people's like, oh, I slept with so many women. I never understood that, because what do you gain by that? Would it not be better, like, I am a quality over quantity kind of person. What I'm trying to say is, wouldn't it be better to just have one person you can always rely on instead of like 100 people? Like the one faithful girlfriend instead of sleeping with a bunch of... it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why a lot of men like, oh, I slept with so many guys. I mean, women in... fuck. I don't know why they hold that in such high regard, because what do you want, a fucking medal? That literally is nothing. That just tells me you're an asshole. Just like, be faithful to someone you think you can... I don't know. I'm just blabbing. It just doesn't... it doesn't make sense to me. Feels like that would be way easier to crop instead of applying a blur. Yeah, I don't know what that... Tara, I don't know what you're trying to say there. Putting a block over something is definitely easier than applying a blur, at least in DaVinci Resolve, which is the editing software I'll use. I can't remember if it's easier in Adobe Premiere Pro because I stopped using it. Do I have Adobe installed? Hang on. I do not have Adobe Premiere installed. I have Meeting Code installed though. Just pick one partner and stick with them. This whole polygamy bullshit never... Why do you guys have to use such big fucking words? I'm an idiot. You gotta speak at the normal language, okay? Use lackadaisical terms. Polygamy. Oh, shit. There's an actual term? What the fuck? Well, I guess it pays to be smart, I guess. Yeah. Polygamy is... No? Why? You can have friends. You know, you can have friends. Those are things you can have. Gah. Oh, I slept with so many guys. Tara, context. Stop it. Polygamy is different from what they're though. Yeah, he's just being a douche.
Personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And I think one thing that personally struck me was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago, all while his girlfriend was crying downstairs, gutted, heartbroken. There's a reason people say with great power comes great responsibility, because once you have this power that Sykkuno possessed, you can so easily take advantage of others. So as a content creator, you have a very clear choice, and unfortunately, Sykkuno decided to be the worst person possible. I wish all the victims in this travesty the absolute best, and I also encourage them to speak out. When it rains, it pours. And right now, the first drop has hit the ground. Sykkuno and anyone else who seeks to take advantage of their position need to be held accountable. And for anyone who grew up watching him during quarantine who looked up to him, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, ruining whatever ideal image you had of him in your head. In any case, if more victims decide to speak out, then I will most likely stream me reading all of them on my channel later on. For the time being though, please...
I'm calling it now. this is going to like entice other people to come out with their stories. I'm calling it now. There's gonna be another freaking massive situation like this really soon. Probably.
If a larger content creator reaches out to
there was a
No.
there's more Sykkuno update is okay, I don't know what this is. I thought this was what's her name? Mel. This is I don't know what this is.
you, even if you don't make content, please always be extremely skeptical and know that they probably don't see you as the most special person in the world. They've probably done this to many others already. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it. If you want to help,
that's a really good message. Be really, really careful with who you trust. You have ruined the message by putting anime girl feet on my screen. There is an Sky Anchor Dance, but it's not releasing May. January, February, March, April, May. Maybe 2 months. I don't know. It's a beast of an animation terrace. I don't know. Also, I basically redid all the vocals because I wasn't happy with my performance. So yeah. So there is a bit of a delay. Also, we can't afford to have the vocals remastered because YouTube is not recommending my videos, so we can't pay an artist to work for us. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Luckily, I am an animator, so I don't need to hire an animation team for the music video specifically. So that I can do by myself. As for the Pokemon Nuzlocke, some help would be appreciated. Sky Anchor Dance, yeah.